Friends, gather round, for we must delve once more into the dumpster fire of international trade relations. It's a tale as old as time, filled with drama, suspense, and a touch of absurdity. Yes, it's our old pal, Donald Trump, tangoing with tariffs again. The man never ceases to amaze with his unpredictable moves on the global stage. This time, Canada's in his crosshairs, and things are getting maple syrupy. Our neighbors to the north are bracing for impact. Trump, in a move surprising only in its capacity for delayed gratification, decided to hold off on slapping a 25% tariff on Canadian imports. For now, at least. It's a temporary pause in an otherwise relentless campaign. It seems even he can't ignore the collective groan of American industries suddenly facing higher costs. Who knew? The outcry from businesses was loud enough to make even Trump reconsider. This temporary reprieve, however, is less about newfound respect for Canada and more about buying time. It's a strategic delay, a calculated move in a high-stakes game. The delay pushes the tariff deadline to April 2nd, a mere month away. Just enough time to stir the pot a little more. It's like giving a condemned man an extra slice of cheesecake before the electric chair. A sweet, fleeting moment before the inevitable. It might be delicious, but it doesn't change the outcome. The end is still the same, just delayed. Of course, the Donald spun this as a win, claiming progress in negotiations. Ever the showman, he knows how to play to the crowd. But let's be honest, this is less negotiation and more hostage-taking with a side of ketchup chips. A classic Trumpian twist to an ongoing saga. Now, you might think Canada, known for its politeness and moose-related apologies, would be intimidated. You'd be wrong. Despite its reputation for being overly nice, Canada has a resilient spirit. Canada, in the face of this economic bullying, has decided to channel its inner hockey dad. This isn't just about politeness, it's about standing firm. You know, the one who brings orange slices but also isn't afraid to throw down in the parking lot if you mess with his kid. It's a blend of nurturing and toughness. Canadian Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc, no stranger to international trade spats, responded with a cool head and a firm hand. His experience in handling such matters is invaluable. Canada, he announced, would postpone its own retaliatory tariffs, set to hit $125 billion worth of American goods. This strategic move is calculated and deliberate. But hold your applause, because this isn't surrender. It's a tactical pause, a moment to reassess and strategize. Canada has already imposed tariffs on $30 billion worth of U.S. products, and those are staying put. This is a clear indication of their resolve. It's a clear message. Canada is willing to play hardball, even if it means a few bruises on the economic ice. The stakes are high, but so is Canada's determination. Now let's talk about British Columbia, Canada's westernmost province and a key player in this economic drama. See, BC shares a border with Alaska, and that's about to get very interesting. Premier John Horgan, never one to mince words, announced a bold plan: tolls on American commercial vehicles passing through BC to Alaska. It's a genius move, really. Not only does it send a clear message to the Trump administration, it also generates revenue for BC. Talk about hitting two birds with one very politely thrown stone. But BC isn't stopping there. The province is also pushing for domestic production of low-carbon fuel additives, reducing their reliance on American imports. It's a double whammy, stick it to the man and save the planet. Only in Canada, folks. The Alaska connection, BC's strategic significance. Now, you might be wondering why BC's actions are such a big deal. Well, buckle up, because here's where things get geographically interesting. See, Alaska, that giant, chilly appendage of the United States, is geographically isolated from the rest of the country. To get goods and services in and out, Alaska relies heavily on, you guessed it, Canada, specifically BC. The Alaska Highway, a vital artery for Alaskan commerce, runs right through BC. And it's not just roads. BC's ports, airspace, and even pipelines are crucial for Alaska's economy. So when BC decides to play tariff hardball, Alaska feels the pinch. It's like cutting off the oxygen supply to a scuba diver, except in this case, the scuba diver is wearing a Make America Great Again hat and wondering why he can't breathe. Buying Canadian BC's economic countermeasures. But BC's strategy goes beyond just tolls and trade routes. The province is enacting a whole suite of economic countermeasures aimed at reducing their reliance on American trade. Premier Horgan, in a move that can only be described as Canadian passive-aggressive, announced that BC would be prioritizing Canadian goods and services in government procurement. Translation: sorry America, but we're buying local. To further drive the point home, BC has also halted purchases of American liquor from Republican-led states. It's a bold move, but someone's got to take a stand against overpriced bourbon. We will not tolerate this, Premier Eby's stand. Throughout this trade kerfuffle, Premier Horgan has remained a steadfast advocate for BC's interests. His message to the Trump administration has been clear: back off, or face the consequences. We will not tolerate these continued threats, Horgan stated, his voice dripping with the quiet fury of 1,000 politely simmering teapots. We won't back down until this threat is completely off the table. It's a message that resonates not just in BC but across Canada. This isn't just about tariffs, it's about standing up to a bully. It's about defending Canadian values of fairness, cooperation, and not taking any crap from anyone, eh? Looking beyond America-Canada's new horizons. The current trade dispute, while undoubtedly frustrating, has also served as a wake-up call for Canada. It has forced the nation to reassess its economic strategies and look beyond its traditional trading partner. It's highlighted the dangers of relying too heavily on one trading partner, especially one as volatile as the current U.S. administration. The unpredictability has made it clear that diversification is not just an option but a necessity for long-term stability. In response, Canada has been actively seeking to diversify its trade relationships, cozying up to the European Union, Asia, and even former arch-nemesis Mexico. These new alliances are not just about trade, they are about building a resilient and robust economic future. It's like that scene in Mean Girls where Katie starts hanging out with Janice and Damien instead of the plastics. Canada is finding new friends and allies, creating a more inclusive and diverse economic landscape. Except instead of pink on Wednesdays, it's free trade agreements and economic empowerment. These new partnerships are paving the way for a more prosperous and independent Canada. The message is clear: Canada is done playing second fiddle to the US. The country is asserting its own identity and economic sovereignty. This is a country ready to stand on its own 2 feet, clad in sensible shoes and wielding a hockey stick, ready to face the future, with or without its southern neighbor. Canada is embracing its new horizons with confidence and determination.